today we're going to talk a little bit about trust. So I read something the other day that really hit me, and this is what I read. When the Bible says, do not lean on your own understanding, the Bible is being serious. Your heart is deceitful, your emotions change, your understanding does not see the overall big picture. But God never lies, God never changes, God knows all. Trust him. Wow, right? This is based on Proverbs 3, 5-6 in the Bible, which tells us this. Trust in the Lord with all of your heart, and lean not on your own understanding. In all of your ways acknowledge him, and he will direct your path. So let's go back for a moment to when I was in high school. Those of you who have been in youth group with me have heard this story before, but we're going to talk about it again. So there was this guy in high school I was in love with. We're going to call him Jay. Jay was my dream guy. He was older than me, and he seemed super cool. We went to prom together, and I really thought that he was the one for me. After graduation, he and I were arguing a lot, and he broke up with me. I was, of course, devastated, but I eventually moved on. I married, and as we all know, that didn't work out either. After my ex-husband and I split up when I was 30 years old, I reconnected with Jay on social media. I thought he and I were meant to be together, and I convinced myself that he was my one true love. So we began dating again, and it was great at first, until I found out that the girlfriend that he had supposedly broken up with to be with me, he hadn't really broken up with. I was once again crushed, and after we had spent months together, he told me that he loved me, he made me believe that we were going to have a family together, and I honestly thought I was really going to get my happily ever after. See, I really thought that he was what was best for me. I ignored every red flag that I was given because I was convinced that I knew what was best, and in my mind, he was my future. I had prayed for God to make things work with him because I knew that he was the one that I was supposed to be with. So fast forward to several years after he and I broke up again, and I dated a string of guys that were not meant to be, and in walks Javier. Javier, the one true love of my life, the one that God had planned for me the whole time. Had I leaned on my own understanding of what my life should be and who was meant for me, I would have been stuck in a relationship with a man who did not respect me, or respect God, or respect himself. A man who did not love God or put God first, and a man who was not worthy of my love. So do you remember the quote that I read to you at the very beginning? It said, your heart is deceitful, and your emotions change, and your understanding does not see the overall big picture. Guys, I thought I knew what was best, but I couldn't see the bigger picture. I thought I was following my heart when I so desperately wanted to be with Jay. I didn't see that he was not the one that God had for me. We cannot ever trick ourselves into believing that we know better than God because we cannot see the future. Only he can. We do not know what's going to happen 5 minutes from now, much less 5 years from now. But lucky for us, we trust and believe in a God who does. God closed those doors in the past for me because he knew that better doors were going to open for me in the future. God's feelings never change. He never makes decisions out of fear or anger like we do. He never changes his mind. He never lies to us to get us what he wants, to get us to do what he wants us to do. Our God knows all, so why wouldn't we put our trust in somebody like that, somebody who knows everything? When it feels like things are falling apart, trust in God. When it feels like you are losing everything, trust God. When it feels like you've lost the love of your life and you think you'll never recover, trust God. When you can't see what the future could possibly have for a sinner like you, trust God, because he will never fail you.